and let's go for it. Go. We're back on the Ride 9 Feet Lounge, still joined by the best team in radio at One World Studios, New York City. Again, go check them out on Instagram at One World Studios. Tell them 9 Feet Lounge sent you. We are in the middle of Question of the Day. And Question of the Day is presented by the good people at Figal Custom Clothers. Again, summer's coming. You want to look good. You want to look your best. Why not dress with Figal? Custom suits, shirts, and everything that's under the sun that's going to make you look like a star. Go to Figal's website at Figal.net. That's FEARGAL.net. Figal Custom Clothers, where looking good is an art form. Today's question of the day, since we have young minds in the building, we keep it PG, but nevertheless we get our point across. Do men still carry the expectation of paying for everything in a relationship, or is that outdated? Do men still carry the expectation of paying for everything in a relationship, or is that outdated? Let's go to our guest,
You
Dre.
look how
Dre.
Stephanie looked at you when you said that.
Oh, I don't date Steph.
Yeah.
That's
why it's
the
outdated.
question is moot. But let's go to you, Dre. What is your thoughts when it comes to that? Now, before you answer, I think a good man, if a man's really about being a man, it should never be a question. That question shouldn't even come up. But again, I'm a little bit older, and some of these young whippersnappers are a lot have less style than me. But your thoughts on, is it outdated, or is that still the case when it comes to a relationship?
I think it's a little bit of both, to be honest. I think if you're following what the Bible says, the man is the provider, so provide. Because if I have to take care of everything inside the home, you better make sure you're paying for the home. However, I could take you out for like lunch. I don't know, once a month, maybe somewhere nice that you want, or whatever. Or if I go and I see something that you might like, I'll get it for you. But that's just who I am.
You can use Open Table to make your reservation. Shameless plug. Yeah. But go ahead. What you were saying?
I love that. No, I don't think it's outdated. I think it needs to be a little redefined.
Yeah. Let me go to the voice of reason here, Mike, the moderator, the Ed Bradley of 950 Lounge. Now, moderator, your thoughts. Again, you're somebody who has old school values. You're my brother, you're a friend of mine. I know how you get down. But is it outdated, though? Is it a situation now where we come to a point where women are, educated? Women are, most women, you would know these numbers better than me, are getting better jobs and careers. Is that an outdated format, or is that still the case? If I'm the man, it's my job to provide, as Andrea said, as the good book says as well. Your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I think that we need to totally extinguish the misconception of provider. I think that the gist of this issue is because no one fully comprehends. No one is taking the time to. People have ran from the opportunity of learning the true definition of a provider, period. Whether it's from the biblical aspect, which is truly the grassroots of it all, right, is provision. Ladies and fellas, listen closely. If you equate provision in a relationship, an interaction, or anything else that's borderline substantive. We're not talking about I met you Thursday at 9, and what am I providing by Friday morning at 3 a.m.? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about true provision. Then you need to understand that if you equate a man providing or provision provided by someone else as strictly monetary, financial, or fiduciary, you have it totally wrong.
You heard fiduciary. See, that man means
right?
business.
Yeah, that's a big word.
Fiduciary based on the overall responsibility that one has to a constituent of whatever matter. I believe that's either Webster's Merriman Abridged or somewhere else that I
Pick
grasped
anyone
it from.
you like.
Pick anyone you like,
Exactly.
right? Fiduciary responsibility, right? So if you equate that only to finances, you've totally missed the point. And since this is a consistent argument we have amongst communities, it's not just African American community, it's not just Latino community, it's not just Asian community, right? It's communities, new aged individuals, gen, whatever we're up to. Provision is not solely about money, because there are so many kept women who are extremely unhappy. So if it was all about money as a provider, then you would be totally ecstatic.
Turn my hat.
But if you got married women in your inbox, in your DM, pulling on your coat sleeve, asking for your business card, but you don't even know if I got a job, then you have misconstrued.
Have I been telling you that story
what
about
provision? Me? Man, listen, I got my own story. Unfortunately, we got kids in the room, right? So we not going there, brother. Right?
Go ahead, Mike. Finish.
Right? So when I look at it, I say that if you equate, well, you need to pay all the bills. Then if you're a man, you're supposed to provide. Okay, I could pay all the bills. But if you're profoundly unhappy, disenfranchised, don't want to be here anymore, regardless to the fact that the light bill is covered for the next 9 months, then I am not truly providing. I am only meeting monetary fiscal needs. Being a true provider means that everything in your life is accounted for by me in some facet, to where you can be the best version of you, because provision allows you to not have to worry about things that make your life muddy. And if I'm not unmuddying your life, regardless to what bills I may pay, what car you may drive, or what shoes you have on your feet, then I'm not a provider. So the minute we get past that, the minute the small-minded, minute, social media-driven individuals come to realize that it don't matter if I take you to Steak and Shake, Shake and Take, or Rodeo stole somebody's sandwich on the train, any of those three in any combination,
Baloney,
it doesn't matter where we eat at. If you get up and leave unhappy, you arrived unhappy, food don't taste good, for women, you know what? If I'm stressing you, if I haven't provided you peace will allow fish sticks to taste like a sirloin steak.
do you agree with that, Dre?
Absolutely.
Please.
Absolutely.
Elaborate, yes.
Absolutely.
Hey.
I think you're right. The idea of being a provider is not just monetary, but in the sense that was asked. Yeah,
Right,
no.
right.
If it's monetary based, a man by far makes more money than women, right? That's why women go crazy about pay me more. Honest to God, and I've said this before, don't pay me more. I'm not getting on no building, scraping nothing. Pay me what I'm worth. That's what I want. That's where the equalness comes from, right? But as far as men, if a woman is unhappy, the money is fun in the beginning, right? But if a woman is eventually unhappy, the money had nothing to do with it in the beginning. Money had nothing to do with it in the beginning, because I've been with people that I've had to pick up for a first date, and they made me super happy until they didn't. And it had nothing to do with money. It's just the person who they are, right? And you're right. The idea on Instagram that everybody has, like, oh my God, I need these giant rocks and this, that buys you nothing but wasted time.
I agree with you, because just looking back on my own personal experience, I've recognized that it isn't about money, and that's never been my main focus. But
Money's still important.
money is still important, I would say, to a certain extent, but it's a matter of nurture, right? Women need to be cared for. We need to feel understood. We need that intimacy from a man.
Absolutely.
And the intimacy to feel safe. And if we don't feel that, then that
But
is
men need
when
that
men absolutely.
But men need it too. And I think
agree.
the idea of providing, like, and I reference my one cousin a lot. He provides monetarily and emotionally, and physically and spiritually, and that's why my best friend, my cousin-in-law, she is just like, he's that person for her. Because, and I know it's possible because I've seen it. I've seen that it is an actual thing that can happen, and she makes him feel safe too. She provides for him in ways that, like you said, money can't provide, right? And yeah, he might be taking care of the bigger things, but he does feel safe. He does feel peace when he comes home. He does feel that feeling of being wanted. Men know if you're gonna use them for money or not.
Exactly.
They know. They know
Yeah.
if they're, if they're getting,
Play.
Look at Tony over there shaking
It's
her
true.
head.
No, it's true, and you know,
tricked.
Yeah, and I have a lot of male friends that's like, you know what, like, and I literally just had this poll on Instagram, like, do men categorize women when they meet them, you know, friend, fornicate, or forever?
Yes, we do.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. 100%.
Absolutely. And I'm
scared to even answer that question.
No, listen,
Yes.
and you know what though? But I know that because I've been categorized. I've literally, and they're like, nope, you're either too good or you're too bad. And I've had the conversations, and I asked because I got curious. And you know, I go to my boxing class. It's Now Fitness in Woodland Park. Go. My friend Rocky, who's the owner there, I had a conversation with him, and we spoke for hours about it. And he put me on game, and he's like, yeah, we do. He's like, you can have a conversation with someone, and you can tell, is this person I'm willing to provide for? Is this person I'm willing to just, you know, have a good time with, or whatever? And it made me realize, do I need to put men?
But also, before you go, also, and that is true, but also you can outgrow your box. Sometimes the perception, we all judge something, we see it, right? I don't care if it's business. Right. You walk into a job interview, they look at you for 5 seconds and say, this person needs to do the job. It's same in relationships, but you can outgrow that box. Now, it's been times in my life where I have summed up somebody and I felt like this is what it is, and then I realized it wasn't that. So before you answer that question and pass the rodeo, we can outgrow the box. I think that's what makes people unique, because I think, again, if you stay in that box and there's no growth, you might meet a woman and she might be something like, yeah, I don't know where this is really going, but then you find out something about her personality, her energy. She makes you get the little the nerves when she's not around, the butterflies and all those type of things, and that's when you say, wow, this woman is special to me, and she's outgrown that box. It's not just about the physical or what she can do for me, it's what I can do for her.
Right. Well, so I was watching. So my question originally came from because I was watching another podcast. I told you, like, I'll watch a bunch of podcasts. I'm always trying to learn.
You got a new favorite after Andrea talks.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I was watching the podcast, and then that question came on, and then I started thinking about it. And they said that women can take men out of the boxes, but men never take the women out of the boxes.
That's false.
Well, I love this.
I've done that.
I need to know. I'm
constructive criticism.
Well,
because it's and again, I mean, I have not always been this polished, but it's been a time in my life where I looked at somebody and like, Saturday, I'll be done by the end of the month, and I check the box. But it didn't work out that way because that woman showed me something different. And I think, again, if in today's world is so difficult with technology and social media, the world's a smaller place because people have these perceptions. And it's not even sometimes their own. It's because of the surroundings they have.
Absolutely.
I go on different chat rooms because I'm a journalist. And I go on different chat rooms just to hear what people are saying. What's the mood out here? I won't mention the website or the app, but you hear people talk these conversations, and it's almost like people feel like they have to act a certain way because that's what society thinks of them.
Threads.
And that's the sad part about it. Be unique to yourself. So, and if a man, why can't a man jump out of a box with somebody that he meets and learn more about them? That's because perception has told you that we can't do that. We have a brain.
Well, you ever heard? I heard somebody one time we had on the show said a crackhead tried to holler at her. The thing is that a lot of times, as men,
who was that?
That was
the
host.
Don't mention it.
But that's the thing, because I hate when I hear people say, "Oh, she out of your league," or you can't get her. It's not even about trying to get somebody or impress them. If your mouth is your strongest tool, if you can engage in but if you can engage in conversation, and you could get somebody to envision what you saying, and what you by saying and seeing, then basically that person don't care how much money you have. They don't care what's going on, what's around. Y'all just focus on each other. That's the thing about communicating with somebody. First of all, if you could get in focus with somebody, then you could go anywhere from that.
Well, that's the thing. The first 3 minutes of a conversation will change everything, right? With anybody, right? I could have been on the phone with you, and you could have been like, nope, this is dead. I don't even know why I invited this girl. And it's stuff like that, right? Like I tell people all the time, grateful for me that I have a bigger mouth because I have the gift of gab. I can literally sell water to a well, and I can. But it's also because in the industry that we were in, you have to learn how to be like that. And it's not really telling people what they want to hear. It's just saying what you want to say with a little bit of charisma.
Do you
Like-
think sometimes, because you're an attractive woman, I know you out and about in
I hate
places, you know.
Don't let the podcast fool you. I don't date.
But you think sometimes because of how aggressive you are, you may intimidate some men?
Absolutely. I hear it all the time. You're intimidating. And I'm like my girls will be like, change your face. And I'm like, this is my regular face. Like, should I do my eyebrows in a different shape? Like, or whatever. But you know what it is? I think that the men that are approaching me that say that that I'm intimidating are weak.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah,
Very much
because
so.
I've had men come up to me and they're like, me and you next Saturday, and I'm like, okay, because it's that thing. You can tell when a man is a man, like, and I can't really give you a definition of what
That's
a
why
man
I put you on
is.
the phone for over an
Yeah,
hour,
yeah.
because she knew who she was talking
Like,
to. No, I'm just-
right. I can't.
I'm
give
glad
you
you laughed, because
I-
ain't none of us laughing on that one.
Oh, I.
You
Because I was
were
supposed to cry.
she did this like,
I'm supposed to cry. No. I think, everybody has their own standards and their own expectations when they're looking for a certain person, right? So the person that I envision being with in the future and giving myself to, they just give man. Like, I don't even know how to explain it to you. Like, you're just a man. You care. Like, when you see a pretty girl walking down the street, you're like, oh, she's pretty. But then you see the way she walks, the way she
Yeah, make
carries
sure she's
herself.
a female now.
You're like, wow, that is such a lady.
Right.
The way
Yes.
she carries herself, her mannerisms,
Right.
the way
She
she
knows
talks.
how she knows
Same
what
thing
a salad
with men.
fork is. Yeah.
Right.
But you know what you said earlier. I think the reason why women are kind of more aggressive because they had to be. I think a lot of time a woman wants to be a woman, but because of what's going on in society, she has to be aggressive.
You mean her
Single,
feminine
look,
energy?
like if you're a single
Feminine
parent,
era.
you the provider, you do everything.
Absolutely.
So you
It's
can't
trauma.
sometimes. I can let my guard down sometimes, but I have to maintain it because I have to be aggressive to go out here and provide. You
I
know,
think we can kind of tell though I can tell what a guy wants off the conversation. Like, at a certain age, when we're in our 20s, okay, but like after 30, you kind of start realizing what a man wants from you, and the way he talks to you and the way he just, and certain things I'm just like, are you done? Like, and you kind of learn experiences.
Right.
Well, Andrea, I think we have lit the match for something with you. So this ain't gonna be your last time here. But I can't thank you enough.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful thing to meet your
Thank
beautiful
you.
daughter.
Thank you.
And
You said something. She dropped the phone.
it matters,
Because she knows it's true.
it matters when people bring their kids and family, because we take pride in that, because
Yeah.
again, it's a safe space.
I'm a mom first.
and it's always what it's
yes,
about.
yeah.
Again, where can we reach out to you? Listen to Drea's talks. Give us that information.
Yes. So you guys can find me on Instagram. It's Drea.talks. That's DREA.talks with an S. And then on YouTube, it's Drea Talks, but with 2 S's. And my regular Instagram is Andrea, ANDREA, G_XX.
What the XX mean?
None of
know.
your business.
It's cute.
It's a family program.
Hey,
And
No,
maybe,
that's AAA.
and maybe you might see me eventually on Drea's talks.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't know.
coming on, guys.
you
He's
gonna be on
coming
the double X one or the?
No,
No,
double.
we're not doing that. And you might see Andrea on some 950 content.
Yes.
But
Yes.
thank you so much for coming.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate
Thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate
Continue
it so
blessing
much.
success. We'll take a quick break. We'll
Thank
keep
you.
this thing moving. Best team in radio. Where else you want to be?